Hey yo, what's good everybody? Hope that you guys are all having a super blessed day. And guys, there's just something that I have to talk about. It's a little tricky to talk about and I don't know how you guys are gonna receive it, but just hear me out. Kirk Cousins is not a good quarterback. Today we're gonna be breaking down the hard truth of what kind of quarterback Kirk Cousins really is. Now before we can start talking about the quarterback that Kirk Cousins currently is, we first have to take a look at where it all started from. In Kirk Cousins' rookie season, he only made one start with the Redskins, seeing that RG3 was tearing up the league. That is before he started tearing up his knee. Too soon? Too soon? Now, Kirk Cousins' only start came against the 5-11 Browns. He threw for 329 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Overall, that's not bad for my rookie backup quarterback. However, that was the only action that Kirk Cousins saw in the 2012 season. So let's jump ahead to the 2013 season. In 2013, Kirk Cousins, still backing up RG3, was asked to step in for 3 games as the team starter. However, things did not pan out for Kirk Cousins, seeing that he lost to the Falcons, Cowboys, and Giants respectively. Kirk finished off the year with a 52.3 completion percentage while throwing for 4 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. Now at this point, no one was expecting Kirk Cousins to become the $84 million man that he is now, but we'll get to that in a minute. The 2013 year was mainly for the Washington Redskins to figure out where Kirk Cousins needed to develop. Now in 2014, Kirk's third professional season, he was asked to do more in that Redskins offense, seeing that he started in 6 games due to RG3 tearing it up on the field. Again, is that too soon? In those 6 games, Kirk threw for 1,710 yards, 10 touchdowns to 9 interceptions, and the Redskins would go 2-4 with him as a starter. Kirk finished off the season with a passer rating of 86.4, which was better than 13 of the quarterbacks who at least played 8 games that year. So with Kirk showing some promise in that Redskins offense, as well as RG3 being so banged up, it finally looked like Kirk Cousins will finally get a chance to get a full year as a starter under his belt. In 2015, Cousins came into the season with a starting record of 2-7. Now the Redskins did make attempts to help improve the team around Kirk Cousins in the draft. They drafted offensive tackle Brandon Sharpe, running back Matt Jones, and wide receiver Jamison Crowder, among others. And these moves seemed to work out, seeing that the Redskins went 9-7 with Kirk Cousins getting a full year as the team's starting quarterback. However, when you look a little closer, that 9-7 ranking is not as impressive as it seems. The 9 teams that the Washington Redskins beat that year finished off the year with a combined record of 54-74, with only one of those teams finishing with a record better than 500. However, these 7 losses came against teams with a combined record of 63-49. And Kirk Cousins would go 1-for-3 against teams with a top 10 scoring defense, bringing his career record down to 1-4. However, things couldn't all be bad because statistically, Kirk Cousins had a pretty solid year. Kirk Cousins threw for 4,166 yards for 29 touchdowns to only 11 interceptions. And all of that totaled up to Kirk having his best passer rating season with an 101.6. Now the Redskins played the Packers in the first round of the playoffs, and while Kirk Cousins had a QBR of 91.7, the Redskins ended up losing to the Packers by 17 points. Now with Kirk Cousins finishing up his rookie contract and becoming an unrestricted free agent, as well as him finishing as the 85th best player in the NFL top 100 players, the Redskins wanted to bring Kirk Cousins back to see if he can improve on this pretty solid season. Now 2016 was a great year for Kirk Cousins. This would be the first and only year that he was voted to the Pro Bowl. Now Cousins achieved this by setting a franchise record throwing for 4,917 yards. He also had 25 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. However, again, when you look a little deeper, the stats don't always add up. In 2016, Kirk Cousins would play 8 teams with a top 10 scoring defense. He would win 3 of those games, tie 1, and lose 4. So this would bring his record against top 10 scoring defenses up to this point to 3-9-1. Again, not seeing top 5 highest paid quarterback in the NFL, but we'll be getting there soon, I guess. The Redskins would finish off the year at 8-7-1 and would miss the playoffs entirely. Washington's 8 wins came against teams with a combined record of 48-64, while their 7 losses came against teams with a combined record of 57-38. So again, he's He's beating the bad teams while losing to the teams that are a little bit tougher. And at this point in Kirk Cousins' career, he is 19 for 21 as a starter. Now, the Redskins were not ready to give up on their Pro Bowl quarterback, so they franchise tagged him again for the 2017 season for a cool $24 million. So going into the 2017 season, he's coming off of a Pro Bowl season, so we're expecting Kirk Cousins to finally take that step to be recognized as one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, right? Now in 2017, the Redskins would lose two offensive weapons in Pierre Garçon and Deshaun Jackson. Now the Redskins did try and help Kirk Cousins out by signing the Browns' breakout star Terrell Pryor. However, with the receiving core of Terrell Pryor, Jamison Crowder, Josh Doctson, and Ryan Grant, it was clear that Kirk Cousins was going to need to step up his game if the Redskins wanted to win. And spoiler alert, Kirk Cousins didn't really step up to the plate. Now again, from the outside, Kirk Cousins had a pretty solid year. He threw for 4,093 yards for 27 touchdowns to 13 interceptions. And in 2017, Kirk Cousins would play 5 teams with a top 10 scoring defense and would lose all 5 of those games. At this point, Kirk Cousins has an abysmal 3-14-1 record versus teams with a top 10 defense. And just so I'm not boring you guys again with the same old, Washington's 7 wins came against below average teams, while their 9 losses came against above average teams. However, oh my, did Kirk Cousins pick a great year to become a free agent. In 2018, Kirk Cousins decided to make Minnesota his new home, where he signed a contract that the NFL has never seen before. He signed a 3-year, fully guaranteed $87 million contract. Kirk joined a Vikings team who finished off the previous year with the #1 overall defense, as well as being only 1 game away from the Super Bowl. And Cousins got a ton of new weapons to play with in Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen, Kyle Rudolph, and Dalvin Cook. So with the addition of Kirk Cousins, everyone was expecting the Vikings to be making a strong push for the Super Bowl. However, the Vikings missed the playoffs entirely. Wait, hold up. Did I read that right? Okay, they had the #1 defense. They have a ton of offensive weapons. They were 1 game away from the Super Bowl, and they picked up this amazing quarterback in Kirk Cousins. So wait, how did they miss the playoffs? All right, let's take a look at what Kirk Cousins did. Now, Kirk Cousins finished off the year with a career-high 70.1 completion percentage. Okay, we're looking good so far. He threw for 4,298 yards for 30 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. So he also posted a career-high in touchdowns as well as a career-low in interceptions thrown. Again, we're looking good. So where did Kirk Cousins go wrong? So the Vikings finished off the year at 8-7-1. However, those 8 wins came against teams with a combined record of 39 for 72. Guys, that is so far under 500, it's actually laughable. Oh yeah, and their 7 losses came against teams with a combined record of 65 for 31. And in 2018, Kirk Cousins would play 3 teams with a top 10 scoring defense. And can y'all guys make a guess at how he did in those 3 games? You got it, he lost all 3 of those games. This brings Kirk Cousins' career record versus teams with a top 10 scoring defense to 3-17-1. I don't know what to tell you guys, but the hard truth on Kirk Cousins is that he cannot lead his team to a victory versus a decent team. From all of the data that I've looked at while researching for this video, I've come to the conclusion that Kirk Cousins is one of the most average NFL quarterbacks to ever play the game. He's comparable to someone like Andy Dalton, but he's paid like a generational talent at quarterback. I mean, currently Kirk Cousins is the 3rd highest paid quarterback in the NFL. I mean, in Kirk Cousins' 5 NFL seasons, he's made somewhere north of $150 million. That is including his fully guaranteed contract. That's a lot of money to pay for a quarterback who's only been to 1 Pro Bowl and only has 1 playoff appearance. So guys, I don't know what to tell you, but that is the hard truth on Kirk Cousins. Now, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys like the hard truth about this player video series, please be sure to hit that like button. It'll let me know that you guys are rocking with this video series. Also, be sure to comment down below which player would you guys want to see me cover next on the hard truth about series. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn your notifications so you guys can stay on top of all the videos that I am coming out with. All right, you guys, with that all being said, hope that you guys all have a super blessed rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Ciao.